Welcome to Be Better Thursdays, a video every Thursday to inspire you to be the highest version of yourself with strong vida. Be better every day. Hi everyone, happy Be Better Thursday to you. I'm really happy to be here, and I want to do a little, like I always do, talk to you a little bit of how I'm practicing my last video, which was about the lessons and the mantras that the relationship mantras that an 8-year-old taught me. And I want to talk about mainly two of them. One was forget and let go, and that I'm doing a lot more than before. It hasn't been as hard as I thought, and I'm doing it mainly with my partner, with my husband. And a little tip for you that has worked a lot for me, and I think I'm not sure, but I think I saw this either in The Secret or somewhere else, I don't remember. But one thing that I'm trying to do is to shift my focus from something that maybe it's bothering me or frustrating me about, a situation or about him in a particular place. Just right away I start thinking about things that make me happy. And one of the things that make me really happy, that's not necessarily something that has happened, what comes into place here is also to know yourself. Remember, we talked always about the relationship with yourself, and knowing what makes you happy, it's not always easy for people. So when you have developed that relationship with yourself, you would have a long, extensive list of things that make your heart sing. And so one of the things that make me really happy is to dream and imagine and envision my entrepreneurial life. I love what I have right now, but I'm always envisioning how would it be, like what would it look like, what would my ideal and amazing life would look like if I wanted to change anything that I have right now. And just that, like just screening those visions and those videos in my head of me and painting in my studio and like closer to the beach and having this and doing that and being able to meditate and having communion, like all these things make me so happy just to see it. And so I've been using that to shift my my focus right away from something that, some little thing that could be bothering me at the moment. And so try it. I don't know if it's gonna work for you, but I suggest it. I highly suggest it, so try it out. Now, the other lesson from last video that I've been practicing is to listen. And this one is a hard one for me because I'm a fixer. I want to fix. And I am that typical person that you tell them something and I right away will give you all the solutions. Actually, not right away. I've gotten a lot better on that. But I've always known that not only do I have to work on listening, but I actually know that the best thing you can give me is your listening time. If you listen to me, I would fall in love with you. I love when people are 100% listening. And so because I love that, I know how valuable it is to listen to others. And even though comes to me naturally, I've been working for it for many years. But I think last week, because of our video lesson, I've been working on it more. And all I've been doing about that one is to just remember, every time somebody comes to me and says something about their problems or about things that are like happening, I try to listen for a long time. I also watched this video, I don't remember who it was again, but it was about, before I used to wait for people to ask me their opinion, and I thought that was my cue if I ever wanted to suggest something to pass from listening to offering a suggestion. But now the other way I'm working at that is to understand that first time that I hear that problem, or that I hear the person venting, or that I hear the person releasing what they're feeling, is to always, even if they ask me, to wait until the next moment to maybe offer a suggestion if that's the case. And so I hope that I hope that you've been practicing it. And then patience is always, I'm a very patient person, and so, but I've been working more on those two, mainly with my husband. And so the video for today, and today is actually a reminder, but it's a really funny one because very few of us realize that this is actually happening in our head. And so a lot of the things I hear about relationship, me included, is especially women. This is one that is especially for women, although men also go through this. But we tend to have an ideal person in our head that is perfect. And I'm not only talking, again, the whole series is about relationships in general. So if we're mothers, we tend to have this ideal kid that we think our kids should be. If we are son or daughters, we tend to have this ideal mother or father figure in our head that we think our mother and father should follow. And if we are in a loving relationship, a romantic relationship, same thing. We tend to have this ideal husband or ideal wife that should be exactly the example that our realistic partner should follow. And this phenomenon, I realize it's very toxic for our relationships, because when we do this comparison, our reality, what we are experiencing, is always going to be lower. It's never going to catch up with the ideal situation that we have going on in our heads. And we're actually cultivating our relationships more strongly with the person that we have in our head. And because of that, then we tend to pressure even more strongly when the person that we have in front of us, our loving person that we have in front of us, is not really catching up with that. And I am really guilty about that. Not so much in my romantic relationship, and this is something that you have to look at too. You know, I realize that I do certain things really well in my romantic relationships, but really bad with my family, or vice versa. I do great things with my friends, but I do really bad with that same thing. I do it really bad with my family. And this is one. I do this one really bad with my family, but I've worked it a lot with my husband. And so with my husband, I don't really have much of an idea in my head. I do, but it's very weak at this point. It's really weak, and when I notice, it's really easy for me to just wake up out of that and be like, oh, what am I doing? This is who he is, and this is how I want to love him. But with my family, it's a completely different thing, and I think this goes back to not wanting to accept change as much, being so resistant to change and not being as flexible. And so a lot of the times there's this very strong voice inside of me, which I believe for longer periods of time, that says, you know, this person shouldn't change, or shouldn't now be changing their mind, or shouldn't now be trying to do this or trying to that, when their whole life they weren't doing this or that. And so because that doesn't match my ideal image that I have in my head, then I completely judge right away and be like, why are you changing your mind? Obviously I don't do it that way, but some of the ways where this shows on my daily life are, you know, by maybe getting irritated and not really saying that I don't want you to change, but maybe getting irritated by when somebody says like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna go there every Sunday like we used to, for example. I'm totally making up examples. Then I will be like, oh, really? Okay, well, you know, and I notice inside of me that I'm not accepting that change, that I'm not okay with that change. And so noticing all these things and getting rid of that ideal, perfect image of partner, of loved ones that you have in your head, it's really important. And I've been definitely practicing that with my family. and been practicing for many years with my romantic relationship. But one thing that this gives you, and why do we, besides because we want to experience more happiness and lightness and be more flexible with life so that we can adjust better and be balanced per se. So besides just being able to see the person we're loving as they are and to be able to enjoy that at a deeper level, there's another benefit about getting rid of your ideal image in your head. And the benefit is that because you're seeing more clearly who you're loving and what is behind the person that you're loving, the intentions that are behind, and the loving qualities and the fear qualities that are inside of that person, you are more able to digest that and commune with it. And so if the person, for example, a deal breaker for me would be somebody that wants to smoke, or somebody that wants to drink coffee, or somebody that wants to join the army. Those are deal breakers for me. But something that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me would be somebody that maybe wants to move all the time. It would bother me, but it won't be a deal breaker. And how do I know that? I know that because I see more clearly not only myself, but I see more clearly that person that I'm loving. Instead of having to compare every single of their desires with what my ideal imaginary partner would do. Because they will always fall short. And so now that they're not falling short, I am more capable to handle what's coming to me, and I'm more capable to also be clear and be loving in a really healthy way, where I can say, well, you know, this is not something I like, it's not a deal breaker, but let's try to deal with it this way. What do you think about this other way? This is something that I could do. What do you think you could do about it? And so conversation and communication can start in a much, much better way when you're free of your imaginary ideal person hanging here all the time saying, what? You shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be doing that. Because in reality, we can only live in the reality and be in love with the real person if we are consciously every second choosing to do that. Otherwise, we just go to our head all the time as a default. So I hope that helps. I hope this helps for you. And I hope that now on you notice more when you are comparing your loved ones with the ideal, imaginary, perfect person you have in your head. Thank you so much for being with me. Have a great week. Thank you so much for watching our episode of Be Better Thursdays. If you would like more inspiration, plus exclusive invitations and free resources to become better every day, please find the email list link in the description below this video. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, or just like it. See you soon, and remember to be better every day.